Hello, I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to be looking at Portainer monitoring and observability. It is important that in any infrastructure that you have built or that you use in your organization, there must be a kind of monitoring and observability for you to ensure the consistent running of your infrastructure. And in this video, like I said, we are going to be looking at a new feature which is part of the latest release of Portainer, and that is observability. If you look at what you have on the screen, if you have been following the video, you will see there's a slightly different in the UI. If you look at the top here, you can see that the Portainer is more prominent compared to what I have here. This is the older version, and this is the new version. If you look right down here, let me zoom in a little bit. If you look right down here, you will see at the bottom Portainer 2.32 STS. This is a short-term support, so you expect that it may not be as stable as that of the LTS. Because if you come over here, you go to see Portainer 2.27.9 LTS. So this is expected to be more stable. So I'm going to suggest that if you want to use this, don't use it in the production for now because it's still undergoing some improvement. So it is the observability feature. It is an addition or a new feature added to this release. So let us see what it is all about. So if you can see from here, I have two environments. Okay, I have two environments: the Portainer server environment. I have the local Portainer environment, and I have a Kubernetes environment which is running my Kubernetes environment. So in order to enable observability, all you need is to go under settings, click on general, and you go to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see observability. Then there's a toggle here, a button that you can toggle. So you just change that button and you click on save experimental setting. If you look right here, in all of this, there's no, just be mindful of what you have here. Take note of what we have here now. So when you click on save experimental, you can see observability feature is now on. Let me switch it on and off for you to see it once more. So if I click on save now, you can see that feature is no longer here. So if I change it now and I click on save, then we have observability. And under it, we have what? The alerting. So that is the new feature that has been what? That has been added. So under the observability, we have the what? The alerting. So if you look at it, we have about 4 different tabs at the top. We have the active alert. This will show you all the alerts that are active. Then we have the silence alert. I'm going to show you that in a second. If there's any alert that you decide to silence, you're going to come over here. And we have the rules. Now, if you look at the rules, these are the rules on which the observability feature actually work. We have backup failure, and it has the definition for each of these rules. Say alert when backup operation fails. So that means you go to get an alert for backup failure. You go to get an alert when there's what? Operational failure. You have brute force attack. You have when environment is down. You have a CPU usage, environmental memory, all the way down to TLS certificate expiration. So that means you can get an alert for all of these if there are changes in all of this feature. And if you scroll down to the hand here, you can adjust some of this feature. For example, now, if you look at the CPU usage, which is here, CPU usage. Let me go here, which is here. That if I click on edit, so you can actually change the CPU usage maybe from 80, you can change it to 70, or you can change it to 50, as the case may be. So meaning that the threshold will be 50, and so when your CPU usage consumption is past 50%, you're going to get what? An alert. And you can just what? Make the changes and save it. But I'm going to keep it at 80. And you're going to go click on what? Save rule. And you'll be able to get a search. If you move on to settings, and this is where we have the what? The internal settings. Because observability feature of Portainer has actually been connected to Alert Manager. For those of you who have worked with Grafana and Prometheus, there's something we call Alert Manager. So Alert Manager has been integrated with Portainer Observability, and such that you can enable and disable the connection to Alert Manager. So we can come here and click Edit, and we can actually enable the connection to Alert Manager. Like I said, Portainer has been bundled with Alert Manager to provide alert to those rules that we looked at previously. Also, instead of relying on the internal communication mechanism, we can also add channels. You can add Slack, you can add there are a lot of channel, email, webhook, Microsoft Teams. You can configure all of these reporting platform such that when there's an alert, your team can get an email, or you can get a Slack notification for all of those. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to use the internal configuration. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to go ahead and click enable. So when I click enable and I click on settings, let me take you back. If you see, at this moment it is disconnected. So I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to toggle the button, and I'm going to click on save settings. And if I go back, you can see now that the internal system is now connected to Alert Manager. You can even make a test here. You can click here, and you can see Alert Manager internal is reachable. If you see it is successful here, and that means we can now receive an alert if there is changes in any of those rules that are set here. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to be testing the environment down rules. Let us see what happens if an environment is down and how the alert will respond. So first, let us go ahead and enable that feature, the environment down feature. So which is this one. So we're going to scroll down, and we're going to go ahead and enable that. So I've enabled the environment down rule. So I'm going to head over now to my home, where I have my Kubernetes and the Portainer. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and bring down this cluster, and let us see what happens. So I will head up to my Kubernetes console. If I refresh, this is the cluster. So I'm going to bring down the cluster. I'll just go ahead and delete the cluster. I'll go ahead and delete it, and I'll just type delete. I'll delete the cluster. So I'll delete this. The cluster is not being deleted now. So I'm going to go over to my Portainer, and we are just going to wait for this to be done. So that's going to take a couple of minutes. We'll keep refreshing, and when it is done, we'll go ahead to see what happens.